Power BI. Let's go with the Power BI part. Power BI and its importance. Importance. Okay. Like mainly, first of all, I would like to ask you one question, guys. The question over here is simple question. You guys have to answer me. How many of you guys were uh, aware of this Three Idiots movie? Everyone was aware. Okay. Who was the from which book Three Idiots movie was extracted? From which book Three Idiots movie was extracted? From which book Three Idiots movie was extracted? I'm writing question over here. From which book Three Idiots movie was made? Any one of you? No one? Everyone knows that Three Idiots movie was like, yes, one answer in the chart I can see 5 point someone 5 point someone one answer in the chart 5.7 means I think collection of data and reporting the data. Okay, you can mute yourself and you can answer if you're not able to, means in some scenarios if lots of noise means you can put it in chat. Okay. Okay, yes, 5.7. Very less people were aware of this. 5 point someone book. From this book Idiots movie was made. From this book Three Idiots movie was made. So here itself, among these many people, after asking this particular question, I got answer from one particular guy. So in the same way, we don't know, we don't know the, we don't have the time to go with the books, documents, PDFs. We don't have time to go with the documents, PDFs. By looking at documents, PDF, reading some kind of stuff. So we want that to be in the form of the mostly we were interested towards the pictorial format. Pictorial format. In the form of in the form of graphs, charts, graphs, charts. So this Power BI is also used for the presenting your data in the pictorial format. A picture worth Power BI, there's Power BI is visualization, visualization, Power BI is visualization tool and reporting tool, business intelligence tool, we can call it as. Why? Because like here in Power BI is from Microsoft. Here where we can see the data in the form of the charts. Why we have to see data in the form of charts? So first of companies, CEOs, and for example delivering customer solutions if we're working, if suppose for example this is like an one second, this is like an the entire story of the data, entire story of the data we can see in format, in by preparing reports and dashboards, by preparing reports and dashboards. So first of all, what after having the story of the data, what we can say, if I have suppose consider yourself in the consider you are working with the reliance data. So what you can do, suppose you're working with reliance data, Mukesh Ambani data, reliance data, I'll call reliance means two people, Mukesh and Anil. So I'll go with Geo or something related to Mukesh Ambani. Suppose Mukesh Ambani and Geo's data, suppose after having their business, reliance retail or any other sector data, suppose let's go with the reliance retail, what they'll do with that particular data, what kind of stuff, they are going to get by seeing the previous and past data. What we can do, 3x movie, we'll be enjoying that movie like story of that particular Chetan Bhagat. But here what we can do with this reliance retail data, suppose we have, what we can do, any one of you, suppose if I have this reliance retail data, what can I get analysis from this? So we can see where in which particular store stock is less, we can see one, we can see shortage of stock, decrease of sales, reason, increase of sales, reason, reason. So like suppose if I'm targeting for the next Christmas, suppose after having this past Christmas data, reliance data for the Christmas, suppose, so what exactly these companies will do means, normally if you look at, if you take Amazon or Flipkart, any other online big e-commerce companies also, what they'll do means they'll be taking that particular data in the previous, exactly like last Christmas, what people's interest will be like more, people what kind of uh, things people have preferred mostly. So these all things they are going to keep into consideration. After that only they'll be preparing for the next Christmas part, like which kind of product people were bought more, and what exactly the story. Like if I say normally, if I say in one word, with this Power BI we can know the story of data, the story which data tells, story which data tells, exactly, story which data tells. With that story we can take the measures to improve the business in a way, like by increasing sales and by decreasing the, like where exactly the errors were there, by decreasing some errors. So these all things, these all things for these all things, the story of the data is important. Okay, okay, fine. Suppose if you, let's go to the Power BI application. Suppose let's go to the Power BI application. One second, guys. Let's go to this Power BI application. I'll show you. It looks like this. It looks like this. Okay. And having, so before going into this, one small question. What is data? What is data? What is data, guys? Before going into that, one small question. What is data?
Collection of details or any information.
Okay, not about the definition kind of thing. Like in normally, brief, like normally, which we are, like suppose if I go for images also data. See, data is like, see,
Excel
images also.
files.
Yes, great. Images, videos, Excel files, CSV files, Excel files, data, text, audio. This also data. This also data. Which kind of data we are going to work with this Power BI? Why I have shown this types of data here is different kinds of data, right? Images and videos where we will work in the computer vision. Computer vision. Text, audio. This part, NLP part, comes under NLP. And now nowadays generative AI, this is an, okay, we don't want it. Okay, Excel files. Structured data. Structured data. Structured data. What is in Excel file? Structured data here in Power BI. Here in Power BI, works with structured data. What is structured data? What is structured data? Any one of you?
Organized data.
Structured data means having
Tabular form.
rows and columns. Yes, tabular form. Tabular form, where you can see the data in the form of the tabular form, having rows, columns, these all things in that way. You can see the data in the form of the tabular form. But in the images, videos part, and let's come to the text part, that is not an structured, that is an unstructured and semi-structured data. This way this is called as a semi-structured data, and this is unstructured data, very advanced part. But here, why this importance for this Power BI in nowadays was growing? Because of Power BI is not stick to one particular industry. Power BI is used in various organizations. Power BI is used in various organizations and various industries. Power and diversified, and also in diversified industries. It is, and also it is diversified. Why? Because like every business, every industry, let's come to the retail, they want to know the story of the data. Chemical, they want to know the story of data. Pharma, they want to know the story of data. If having 10 stores normally, also suppose like 10 small stores also, like after, if business is like you cannot see it is very difficult to know the story of your data if it is more than, suppose if I take example of stores also, like if more than 5 to 10 stores also, it's very difficult for you to uh, cope up with your data. So for that particular purpose, this is a very 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 important module, Power BI. In every industry, every business, not to one particular IT itself, like people don't know this. In every industry, they want to know the story of the data, and they want to do something with their previous data. Okay, they'll be, organizations will take decisions, will make decisions on their previous things, like what to do in future with the past data, what it have done in that way. Suppose if I take example of stock market, suppose in the stock market itself also, in the stock market, hello guys, Okay, fine. I can see you always. Some. Sorry. Okay. I thought indifferent. Okay. Okay. Suppose in stock market, even in stock market also, with the past data, present data, only the investing and trading is mostly like. If you see this, if it is time also, time you can see. This is with respect to month. See, April, May, Jan. If you see it and if you're looking at the sheets where this data is there, it's very difficult for you to look at this. So it's very easily you can identify with this like what this stock price is saying like. Okay. In the same way, Power BI is also helpful for preparing the interactive reports, charts, and dashboards. Interactive reports, charts, and dashboards. Power BI is having n number of see Power BI is having n number of data sources to go with. It depends upon your organization, what your organization is working with. So they're going to guide you. But here we'll do with the Excel files or CSV it's called as it. So I'll upload this data. See, data is new oil and gold. Data is more precious than gold. Data is more precious than gold, guys. If you look at even companies, big companies, like if you see that the people who bought this also who have bought the suggestions, you can see that this movie suggestions after watching one movie, they're going to suggest another movie. And also in YouTube also, if you're looking into YouTube also, like they're going to show you the things based upon your previous interests. Okay. And movies, and if you go into the online sites also, there you can see people who bought this also bought this kind of stuff they're going to recommend. Okay. In that way. Okay, fine. This is have uploaded the data. See my data. This is my data chart which I've uploaded, which is in the tabular format. So now let's see what were the different types of were in there in the Power BI which we were going to discuss. What kind of stuff we were going to discuss. Power BI desktop will discuss. Power BI desktop will discuss. Here will be preparing the charts and reports. Charts and reports. Okay. This is the desktop. The thing which I've shown you is the desktop. This particular thing is the desktop. Okay. See the chart, one small chart I'll show you. Suppose in this we are having this many columns from this. Suppose origin state or destination state. Suppose see destination state. Here I can see what exactly unique values in the destination state over here. Unique means like if it is repeated 10 times also, it is called as an one particular thing. Means here if you see the entire this particular destination state contains only this states names. Only these were states. Only these states only. Okay. So if I want to compare this with revenue column, suppose it works like this. I'm going with stacked column chart. See here, if I take this destination state, just drag into x-axis, or else you can drag like this also. See, and revenue into y-axis, or else like you can drag into top of it. So here, one second, guys. Okay. So this is the visual part. Like, see, this entire stage, having how much each and every state, how much revenue got, if I want to know. It is very difficult for me to look at here into data and this adding this particular IL and writing like this, like 4080 each and everything like this too. If I want to add this 40801663 and again going here, okay, adding this, it's very difficult task. So easily it have made it. See, in which state, what is the revenue for particular state? If I move my cursor over here, IL 29,007, sorry, 29 lakh 71,250. This is the sum of revenue for that particular state have given. State revenue, which you can see over there. For this, 1 stands at 18 lakhs 82,700. Okay. In this way, you can easily find in this way. If I want to sort this from, suppose if my manager asked me to arrange this this is from descending to ascending order. If my manager asked me to go with ascending to descending also, I can do. See, ascending to descending. I can fit this to screen. I can fit this to screen. I can fit this to screen. And also suppose if I want to compare this with my another thing. Suppose if I go here, trip type is there. Here in the trip type column, three unique things were there. In the trip type column, three unique things were there. Trip type column, three unique things were there. Domestic, intercom, international. Let's see this with, if I want to see this in that particular destination state, nation state, with revenue we have seen, right? Destination state, revenue. If I want to add this with trip type itself, I can go like this. Go back. Here in the legend, I'm just going with trip type, adding into legend. See, I have catched this with my cursor. See. and left it out. Again say, I've taken this. I'm dropping over into the legend field box. You can see now. Domestic, intercom, international, separately, you can see. In this, we have seen previously like 28 lakhs, 80,000 something. Here, for which trip type, now we can see for that particular state, trip type of international is having 10 lakh 78,039, 10 lakh 78,379 revenue. And this intercom, if I go for the domestic, if I go for this, intercom is having 72,212 revenue overall. Means here among this chart, the story which I can show, which I can say is like intercom, one particular in the trip type that is having less revenue comparing to this international, and international comparing to this domestic is having more revenue. Domestic is having more revenue. In that way, I can present the story, and you can increase the pages over here, and different pages will be there. Okay, let's come to the another thing, that is an Power Query. ETL tool. This is nothing but ETL tool. Power Query is nothing but ETL tool. What is the use of this ETL? Extract, transform, load. Extract, transform, and load. One second, guys, we're there. One second. Okay, fine. Sorry. My screen is visible. Okay, I'm audible. Again, one second. Please confirm me.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. See here. Now, Power Query. Normally, if I give you a small example, after after buying the meat from the meat shop, suppose like chicken, suppose let's go for the chicken example. Chicken. Let's take chicken as an example. After bringing this from the shop, directly we'll cook. Directly we'll cook this. Directly we'll cook this raw chicken. Directly we'll cook this raw chicken.
No.
Guys, please. After bringing this from the store, directly we'll cook. What we'll do, guys, please. What
Firstly,
we'll
we need to wash.
have to clean.
Yes, we need to wash the chicken.
Yes, we'll be cleaning the chicken, and we'll be removing if any extra skin which we don't want to go with that. Sometimes we'll remove that extra stuff and we'll clean it clearly, and we'll take that for the cooking part. In the same way here also, data cleaning, data cleansing, data cleansing will be there. Directly we won't go for the visualizations directly. Data cleansing, sometimes you cannot see this, sometimes how it looks like means data cleansing. Handling missing value should be handled. sometimes we don't know where the missing values are there, how to replace that missing values, and also like suppose I'll take this, see, transform data. You can see the icon, transform data. Click on this. Transform data. See, there's a desktop, there's a Power Query. See my cursor, at the down. See, desktop, Power Query, desktop, Power Query, desktop. See this desktop, this is Power Query. Now I'm in Power Query. If I want to go to desktop, I have to go like this. Again, I have to say, again, I'm going to the Power Query. Okay. Suppose if I have this data like this, suppose in this entire this cleaning operations, data formatting like separation of first name and last name, attachment of the data, these all things we can see over here. If I want to know what is the count of the rows, see, it's very difficult for me to go down and check it out. Just see, count rows, 2000 rows are there, 2000 rows are there. Then you can ask me where the data is. Your original data won't get any effect. All things like using first side as replace missing values, splitting column, group by. These all things we can see. Okay. These all things we can see with this. Mainly cleaning. Normally, like industry, in data analytics point of view, if I say, people will prefer Python for the data cleaning. From the data analytics point of view, people who knows Python, they will prefer mostly data cleaning in the Python. And people who were Power BI developer will use this ETL for this all cleaning operations kind of stuff. Suppose see, if I take this, remove other columns. Inside. If I want to play with this column means I've taken this into separately. Just if I want to separate this, if I want to separate here from this, if I want to separate here from this, split columns by delimiter. Insert. Custom. Each occurrence of delimiter I'm going with. Custom, yes. I'm going with this. So it was separated. So day, month, year was separated. And number of things we can do, but it isn't just example I've shown you that with that it isn't like a number of possibilities were there over there, like probability and sorry, a number of possibilities were there to do this task. Okay, in this way, like we will be separating here. Here there won't be any option here. Here we'll be writing DAX over here, visualizations, reports, and DAX queries. DAX, data analysis expressions, data analysis expressions in again in desktop. We'll write small small programming, like it is not very difficult, guys. We'll be calling that as an, in my view, have given name like an petty programming, just like small programming. Power BI will guide you. Table name, column names, these all things you don't need to worry about it. Okay, it's very easy. Just we have to understand the format, like what is our exact target is, in that way we have to keep in mind and we have to clean according to that. So our target, according to our target, like suppose if you go for the chicken kind of thing, suppose Manchuria is different. Manchuria, chicken 65, pakodi. Chicken is same. Chicken is same. This is our target. According to our target, we'll be preparing the chicken. That is called as a pre-processing. Pre-processing. That is called as a pre-processing. Pre-processing is different to this, for making this recipe and making this and making this. Okay, in that way. And also let's come to the opportunities for this. I said each and every industry this way working. Which kind of roles you can target means the roles which you can target. Roles which you can target is Power BI developer, and also guys here Power Query, after we are having service, Power BI service also there. We'll see that later. Okay, we'll see that later. Okay, Power BI service will also be there. One second. This isn't paid, not free. Power BI service is paid. Only service is paid. This is free. Power Query is free. Desktop also free. Free to use. Okay, this is paid. Paid one. Okay, we'll discuss that. And tomorrow's what were the pending things with it. From there, we'll discuss. Power BI developer, the roles which we can target is Power BI developer and data analyst also you can target. Data analyst also you can target. Companies which prefers like Power BI and SQL, few companies were there who were working on this without Python. With this Power BI and SQL part, you can target. Okay. This is about the session part. Okay.